my beautiful humans, my name is Rose. As you may or may not already know, I write books and read them in an audiobook format for you to enjoy. This artwork, again, is done by me and it is of William and Willow. I hope you like it. If you haven't seen my first 3 videos, it is in chronological order and it's something that you may need to know because otherwise you will be very confused. So go and check them out. They are in a playlist which is called God Killers, so that, may help you out. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the video, and I really hope you enjoy these chapters. Oh yeah, and this is 8, 9, 10 chapters. Hello, this is Editing Me. There is a lot of mistakes in this. I'm just going to leave them in that. I can't be bothered anymore. Also, there is swearing, and it's not part of the script. It's just me screw that. It's just me making mistakes. So yeah, I'm not perfect. Do enjoy the video. It's very... That sounds really cocky, but it is good. I think it's good. Anyway, on with the video. Woo! Luca watched as Alice and Willow flirted and made fun of William. They were walking along a big desert and had to start rationing their water intake as the sand was getting in his socks and was making the walk 10 times harder and 100 times more uncomfortable. William walked over blushing and said, "Alice wants to talk to you." "What does she want to say?" Luca asked, smiling at his cuteness. "I don't know, but, Luca?" As Luca was about to answer, Alice yelled at him to come over, saying it was urgent. "I'm being called. Tell me later." He gave finger guns and then cringed as he walked away. "Hi," Alice said, flashing a pretty smile. "Hey," he said. He quite liked Alice. She was capable, kind, and sort of blunt. Although he was still trying hard to trust her, he could admit that she knew what she was doing. "Dark Rose came to me last night," Alice blurted. "What?" He looked at her, grabbing her wrists and bringing her away from the others. And then he asked, "In person or a dream?" "Person." "Damn," he said. "What did she say?" "A lot. But she knows we're coming. So that puts our surprise attack down the drain." "I know. We have to be careful. But mostly you, Will, and Willow." "What about you?" he asked, suddenly concerned. "She wants me to come back. If I must, I will, but only if you are in danger. Do you understand?" "Alice, won't she kill you?" "No." She smiled sadly. "I think she loves me. I don't know why, and I don't know how." She loves? Yeah. Wow. Should we tell the others? That she loves me? That she knows we're coming? I don't know. They might back out, and I don't want to be selfish, but I really want Rose dead so I can live again, not run. "We have to tell them," Luke said, patting her back. "And they have to be prepared for the fight." "Yeah, I know. Let me tell them." Alice walked off to tell them. Luca kept on walking and thought about the risk that... Fucking hell. Sorry. Alright. Luca kept on walking and thought about what he was risking if they lost. The world would stay the same for everyone else, but he would be dead or captured along with his only friends and the new one, Alice. Alice would be stuck with a god who for some reason loved her more than anyone else. He would never get to see the world again, never get to tell William that he loved him, and he would never have... Sorry. I have dyslexia, by the way, so this is just annoying. He would have to get that done before they saw Dark Rose, just in case. But whenever he got close, he wimped out, changing the subject to politics or Will's power or some random shit like that. An abrupt scream snapped him out of his dull mood. Luca turned around to see Alice being dragged backwards by a woman dressed in brown leather. There was nothing Alice could do to help it. Willow was on the floor, unconscious, with William trying desperately to stop the blood oozing from his little sister's head. Luca ran at the attacker, whipping his knife out as he ran. The attacker smiled with red lips. "Summer, you are a popular girl, aren't you?" She smiled at Luca. "Boyfriend?" she asked, tauntingly, and looked at Alice. "You can do so much better, Summer." She's Alice. You've got the wrong girl, Luca said. Oh yes, sorry Summer. You changed your name when you ran away to Alice. From your favourite book, right? Alice in Wonderland? She smirked at Luca. Her real name is Summer. Let her go. He tried to keep the anger out of his voice. He preferred to stay calm. Aw, sorry honey, but I can't. Miss Rose wants her home. Playtime's over. I'm not going back, Alice said, gritting her teeth. At that point, Luca stuck the knife in the blonde woman's leg. She howled in pain, letting go of Alice. Alice sprung to her feet. Hey, Kes, your bedside manner sucks. She raised her fists. Come on, have a go if you think you're hard enough. Kes laughed and ran at her, and suddenly Alice flipped her over her hip. Kes was on the ground and Alice stomped on her stomach. Luca saw all the air leave her lungs and Kes gasped. You never could beat me. You don't have to go back, you know. You could leave. Find friends. I'm not going to be a traitor like you, she said after a slight pause. Then go. Say you didn't find me. I don't want to hurt you, Kes. You're one of my friends. Kes softened and said, I don't want to hurt you either. I'm not good with people, and you're my only friend. Then join us, Alice said, holding out a hand. I can't. I never had a mum or a dad, and Dark Rose took me in, treated me like I was her own, and I can't forget that. Kes looked sad, and Luca recognised the look. It was the look of loss. Slowly she got up and looked at Luca. You're a lucky guy. We're not dating, Alice and Luca said in unison. Oh. And then she walked close to Luca and winked at him and turned round and said, See you in the battles to come, honey. Luca turned around to see Will staring at him, trying to hide the fact that he was hurt. Sadly for him, he was doing it very badly. Who was that? An old friend, kind of like a sister, Alice said fondly, like Kes hadn't just tried to kill her and take her back to Dark Rose. Their friendship was weird, Luca decided. What's her name? Willow said, sitting up. Blood was still running from her head, and she was not looking pleased. Kes. Sorry, I didn't switch slide. Whoops. Kes. She's Irish. She's not Irish. What am I on about? Kes. She's American, Alice said. I noticed an accent. Is your head all right? Alice said, going to sit by her. No, and it stings and it's lumpy. Ah, sorry. I don't blame you, I blame Kes, Willow said, and said Kes like it was a curse word. She is nice, really, but Willow's response was just an unbelieving grunt. Should we get going? William said. Lead the way, Alice said, desperate to move the conversation to a different subject. Willow and William strode quickly ahead, wanting nothing more to get out of this desert. So, your name's Summer then? Luca asked, and Alice just sighed. Luca walked over to Will and said, Hi. What? He had an edge to his voice, and he wasn't looking at him. Dark Rose came to Alice last night. She knows we're coming. I know. William wasn't even glancing at him. I just wanted to say... Luca paused, terrified to say that he hated him, that he didn't like him in that way. I like you, William blurted suddenly. Me too, Luca said. He couldn't believe that had just happened, that William had just said that, and the world seemed instantly brighter. No, Will said. I like you. You don't have to return this, but I love you, Luca Kyotsky. I love you, Will. I have for years. And after all this, after all the world is fixed, I'm going to take you on a date, Luca declared, and Will's face relaxed. Really? His smile was so big, but his voice was soft. Really? And he kissed him. It may have been short, but it was enough to make Luca's day. Chapter 9. Get ready to fight. In 3 days, we'll be in the city gates. Then it will take us another day to get to the centre, where Dark Rose lives. There'll be four of the hardest days, and it may take us longer than a day. Now, Dark Rose knows we're coming. Our guard must be up all the time. From now on, I'll walk in front, as most of the killers or kidnappers will be looking for me. Does everyone understand? Alice looked at everyone, and they were nodding. Any questions? William put his hand up. I don't know whether you'll know the answer to this, but how many police officers, bounty hunters, killers, kidnappers will we be facing? Police, around 100. Bounty hunters, no clues, and same with killers and kidnappers. Dark Rose is completely unpredictable. Odds are looking good, Willow said, sarcastically. Now, can we please go to sleep? Luca whined, already lying down. Sure. They all settled down to sleep. Alice woke from a crash of thunder and sat upright, only to realise that everyone but her was covered head to toe in sand. The sand stuck to them because of the rain and wind, but she had remained untouched. She frowned. That was odd. When no reasonable explanation popped into her head, she simply got up and woke the others. They all complained about the sand. Willow got up, stood under the rain so all the sand washed off her, and then got changed into a colourful outfit, a pastel yellow off-the-shoulder dress with black leggings underneath. She smiled and then frowned. How are you not wet? All Alice did was shrug. Willow didn't press it either, and neither did anyone else, to Alice's surprise. We need to find shelter, William said, already half asleep. I am not staying out in this weather, and he pointed to the sky. Agreed. Luca was grouchy and obviously fed up. Alice was starting to get sand in her hair and her clothes were getting wet. Let's go, Alice said, tired. So they walked across the desert, sand flying and thunder roaring. They only got so far when a snake came out of its home. Lucas saw it before anyone else and chopped its head off. I have dinner, he said, putting its body in the bag before it got sandy. That's going to bleed all over your stuff, Alice pointed out, trying not to grimace. Oh yeah, he pulled it out along with his bandages. He wrapped the snake's neck so that none of the blood would get out. If one of you lot hurt yourself, you'll have a snake blood bandage. All right, Will and Alice said. She glanced over at Willow. She'd be uncharacteristically quiet and hadn't said anything for half an hour. Are you okay? I don't know. What's wrong? Will said, and Willow didn't reply. She moved her head slightly. Willow, he said, more urgently. What's wrong? I have a weird feeling. Like what? Luca asked. Like we're being watched or something? Willow said. It's probably nothing, but I feel like there's someone in the clouds. What? Watching us? Those clouds? No one could even see through them. They were dark and didn't even have a silver lining to them. As I said, it's probably nothing. To 10. Demonic God. Dark Rose hated humans. She hated everything about them. She hated their weakness, their stupidity, their naivety, and when she came to her Earth, she expected them to at least know who their creator was. But instead, she was greeted with rudeness and disbelief. She blamed her sister, of course, for trapping her in that stupid golden egg of hers. But luckily, when she had escaped from that wretched world, and her own people seemed to think they were the smartest and the best. But pigs were the smartest, and a blobfish was stronger than them. However, Summer, who had taken the name of Alice after she ran away, was different. She was stronger than the rest, better than the rest. She was different. She had power. When Dark Rose had met her, she had been asleep, and a storm cloud with lightning swirled around her, violent and brilliant. Not even Dark Rose could touch her, and that infuriated her. She was the most powerful person in the world, not her, not this 9-year-old girl. So, when this girl finally woke up, Dark Rose took her, and she got to know Summer. She liked her. She was nice. She started to love her like her own child. This small child didn't seem to know she had power. Alice and her friends travelled in the middle of the goddamn thunderstorm. They were resilient. She could give them that. Dark Rose was tempted to stop the storm for them, but decided against it. She needed them tired and to find somewhere to sleep. After them wandering around like a stupid lost puppy, they found a shallow cave in the shelter for the storm. Perfect. Dark Rose landed, making the air bubble around herself, from stopping the sand from getting to her. And then she wandered into the deep cave. No, shallow cave. What am I on about? She listened to all of them laugh and talk about the olden days. However, to her surprise, they didn't talk about the plan to kill her. No matter, she could get it out of the ginger boy. As they talked, she found out the boy's name. William. That was good. A little less information she had to get out of him. Finally, they all settled down to sleep, and Dark Rose waited until the soft sounds of their deep sleep, until she walked and knocked William unconscious with a wave of her hand. She clicked her fingers and he was floating. So she walked out of the cave, taking William with her. Heya! There was a very few interesting chapters. I can't speak, it's like 10 o'clock at night. My friend said I should leave more of my mistakes in there, as some of them can be quite funny. So let me know what you think of that. I am dyslexic, if you didn't know, so it makes it very difficult to read sometimes, so I do make a lot of mistakes, even just when talking, because I also have a mild stutter. So yeah, basically everything is against me when I'm doing this, but it's really fun to do, so yeah. Anyway, so leave a like, comment if you haven't subscribed, because more than 50% of you aren't, which is quite depressing. Then subscribe. I've lost my train of thought, that's great. Oh yeah, YouTube algorithm, something about that. It helps, honestly, trust me. I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed because it is a school night and I'm going to be a zombie in the morning. So, have a lovely week. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, just stay fabulous. Fuck knows what I'm doing anymore.